Hey guys, Sundown Rider here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 863, The Consummate Gentleman. And guys, this chapter was dope. This chapter was so good. Alright, let's get straight into it because there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we didn't learn too much, but the amount of things that actually happened, little plot points, and things that all kind of connected together, everything was so good this chapter. The artwork was good. The first cover pages we got were good, where we see the 600 characters that you can vote for in the new poll for had their popularity and things like that. There's 600 characters to choose from and everything like that. So that was pretty cool. But then the cover page and everything, I've forgotten what the cover page is actually because I'm so focused on what this chapter was. But my God. So we start off and we see a flashback of Luffy telling Beige his plan. He's like, yeah, I wanna pop out of the cake. We should put a mirror in the cake using Brulee's power. And and then he kind of collects all these animals for Brulee to change into like Luffy clones so that they can all pop out and cause chaos, which is their original plan. That's what their plan is. That's what Beige wants Luffy to do. So Luffy's flying around everywhere. Morgans identifies Luffy when Luffy flies out of the cake, and that's an important plot point because Morgans is going to be the guy by the end of this arc that tells everyone what happened. He's going to tell the world what went down and how Big Mom was defeated. So the cake's tumbling down. Sanji carries pudding away and he's like, yeah, we're getting the shit out of here. I'm going to leave this to Luffy. I'm hoping Sanji comes back because he's got to at least try and fight Katakuri after giving him that mad glare in the last chapter. So Smoothie here brings up a point to Mont d'Or, which is her brother, the one with the book, the power of the book thingy, where he can put people in books and stuff. And she asks him why Luffy isn't dead. And at that point, he realizes that Opera, his other brother, the whipped cream guy, how he must have lied to him, and he's a little bit pissed off about that. But Smoothie's like, "What the hell, bro? He should be dead." So we then see Big Mom go ape, and then this is another thing because Morgans knows so much about everyone apparently, because he's got all these little kind of informers everywhere. He knows this aspect of Big Mom, so she goes ape shit, but then she threatens her chefs. She's like, give me a cake, another cake, or I'm going to steal away your life. And they're like, shit, we can't make another cake on the spot, girl. What do you think this is? This ain't Charity Week. So she then activates with her power, and Morgans identifies it as Soul Pocus. So like Hocus Pocus, but Soul Pocus. So what this is if you fear death, or if you fear her, she can tear away your lifespan. We've seen her do it before, but now there's this aspect of if you fear her or if you fear death in any way, she can tear away your lifespan, and she does. She kills the chefs, so they're dead. They're gone, dead and gone. And then Caesar and the rest. You see Caesar and the rest behind the mirror, and they're releasing all the Luffy clones from like this net where they were trapping all the animals, and they converted them into the Luffy clones, and they're releasing them through the mirror world into this mirror, and they're flying out of the cake now. And on page 7, actually, people in the manga stream comments have very sharp eyes because I didn't notice, but in page 7 on the far right in the bottom panel, you can see that Brook also escapes with Luffy and the Luffy clones through this mirror. This is a big plot point for later on, and all of you who've read the chapter, I assume you have it because you're watching a review. You know why that was so important, why Brook coming out of the cake was so important alongside all the Luffys. So yeah, so the rest of them, Nami, Chopper, Carrot, what's his name, Jinbei and Pedro, they all make their way out of the mirror world as well, and they escape from the cake and everything. And as they're going, Chopper and Nami actually call Caesar scum, and he's just there crying, and he's like, I'm gonna get these guys, I'm gonna kill them. So that was a funny part. But then the next important part was Big Mom searching around for Luffy. She's skimming through all these Luffy clones, like, where the hell is the actual Luffy? I'm gonna kill him. And Beige is all like, he's thinking in his head, he's kind of laughing to himself, like, the plan was to cause chaos. Luffy won't respond to you, let alone come at you head on. And then Luffy's like, I'm here. that was hilarious. And Capone's face, when you see his jaw drops and his eyes have just gone pure white. His face is hilarious, and it's as soon as I saw that he was saying the plan was to cause chaos, Luffy won't respond to you, let alone come at you head on, I knew straight away before changing the page that Luffy was going to respond to the call. I mean, Luffy's always gonna respond to the call if he's called out. So his face there is absolutely hilarious, and now he's gonna start to realize what type of character Luffy is. He's crazy. So Luffy goes straight for the portrait I think he's gonna use one of his Gomu Gomu no moves on it. He's probably a pistol or something. But Katakuri stops him from with his devil fruit, which we finally get. He's a Logia user, so he's one of the most. I think it's the most powerful devil fruit once you know how to use it. But it's the Mochi Mochi no Mi, so it's a kind of, I think it's a sticky. It was described as a sticky rice cake, rice pudding or something like that. I think it's rice cake, sticky rice cake. But basically, what it is it's a descriptor for anything sticky. So he's kind of a bit like Treble, but the Logia version. And he attacks Luffy with that. Luffy gets stuck in it, as well as getting hit by it, because it was coated in Busa Shoku no Haki. And he gets a little bit bloodied, but it's not anything that really damages Luffy. And then this is also another big plot point. Katakuri tells everyone at the party to disregard the Luffy clones, because they're just animals made from they're just animals in the guise of Luffy, thanks to Brulee's powers. Now, what you'll notice in the last panel is Brook is disguised as Luffy. He's got this large black orb around his head, and he's got a Luffy face painted on his face, and he's got a black hat on. So what I think it is they accounted for Katakuri's ability to see into the future, and through this, Brook was able to, because Katakuri disregarded all the other Luffys, Brook was then able to safely navigate through Katakuri's vision almost, and break the portrait, shatter the portrait. So because of Katakuri's observational haki, his Kenbun Shoku no Haki, they found like a hole in it. Or maybe it was just Brook thinking about it, because Luffy didn't mention it. Beige didn't seem to know it. The only person who could have really done it is either Beige or Brook in terms of planning this all out, because Luffy would not have planned that out. Someone who thought about Katakuri's powers would have done something like that. So props to Brook. He broke the portrait. What a guy. But yeah, so Katakuri's devil fruit is the Mochi Mochi no Mi. So Big Mom was shocked to find that Luffy was after the portrait, and she's like, what the hell? And Katakuri is like, how does he know though? Because only someone who was part of the family, only someone privy to our crew knows that type of thing. So Luffy then breaks free of the Mochi Mochi that he's coated in, because Jinbei fires like this T/water shot. It's one of his Ipponze moves or something like that. And we find out that the Mochi Mochi no Mi's weakness is water. If any part of the devil fruit is attacked with water, it kind of just becomes loose, and Luffy got out of it. So then we come to like a whole section of 3 or 4 pages where we get Jinbei's badass moments. I've actually written in my notes Jinbei's badass moments. So the first thing we get is Jinbei accepts the blame for telling Luffy about Caramel. He's like, oh yeah, that was all me, and Beige is just looking at him like, this guy's got my back. This is great. This is good. So he accepts the blame for telling Luffy about Caramel. Badass thing number 1. Badass thing number 2. He declares he is committing mutiny to the face of Big Mom, and he's joining the Straw Hats. Luffy's like freaking, he's joyous as hell. Big Mom's like, oh, okay, so you're going to commit mutiny right now. And the thing is, Morgans hears all this. Plot point number 3. Morgans hears all this, and he's like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. So then badass thing number 3. Big Mom says that Jinbei must pay in some form. So she's like, you gotta pay with your life or something else. I forgot what it was. A stay or life. So he obviously chooses life. And she does her soul focus thing on him again, and this is badass moment number 4. She does her soul focus thing on Jinbei, and it doesn't work. Jinbei just stood there looking at her in the face like, what you doing, girl? And she's just there like, what the frick? She asks again, and it doesn't work. And then someone mentions someone mentions that the only way this happens, and because of the preamble we got before, the reason why it doesn't affect Jinbei is because he's not afraid of death, and he's not afraid of her, he's not afraid of Big Mom. So then he says the most awesome line we've seen from Jinbei so far, which is, there's no way a man that intends to join the crew of the future Pirate King will cower at a mere Yonko. I was like, damn. He called her a mere Yonko. This is Big Mom we're talking about. She's a Yonko. That should be enough, but he calls it a mere Yonko. Brook called her a young lady like a few 10 chapters ago or something. She's just getting slain by everyone. Someone in the manga stream comments said that, actually. She's just getting slain by everyone, left, right, and center. So then, almost to spit on her one more time, we know he's an honorable man, Jinbei, and he's not doing this in spite, but he offers her a cup of sake as thanks. And Chopper's crying at like how cool Jinbei is. Luffy's all hyped up that Jinbei is joining, so he offers a cup of sake as thanks for all his time that he spent under her. And she smashes his cup, and she's like, "Oh boy, you gonna get it now." So she then attacks both Jinbei and Luffy, and Luffy's like, "Oh shit, things about to go down." So then we cut from where they are. We didn't get to see the attack actually land or anything, and we see that Brook breaks Mother Caramel's portrait. He's there kind of in his guise of Luffy, and he has this hammer and he just smashes the portrait and he's going, "Yo!" I was like, what? This guy straight up is the MVP of this arc. Brook destroyed the portrait of Mother Caramel, and now everything's gonna go to shit. Big Mom's gonna notice, she's gonna break down, she's gonna release her Conqueror's Haki or whatever it is, that high-pitched sound she makes. People are gonna be collapsing all over the shop, mirrors are gonna be breaking, so no escape route. Hopefully Caesar's big mirror that he has to bring in doesn't break, otherwise they're screwed. And then Beige was also preparing his men inside his body. That sounds a bit weird. He was preparing his crew that were within him to get their rocket launchers ready. So they're going to make their move as well. So everything is coming to the climax. This is going to be awesome. And this chapter was just so good. I mean, the whole thing where Morgans was hearing all of this, seeing all of this, he's going to let the world know that Jinbei basically spat in the face of Big Mom, and Luffy's the captain that he fought for. Luffy's the man that Jinbei bows down to, but nobody else. So it's going to be awesome. And I really, really like this chapter. I'd give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. Katakuri's Devil Fruit, it's pretty cool. I mean, Mochi Mochi, it's basically just a sticky fruit in a sense. It's Logia type fruit, so you gotta hit him with Buso Shoku no Haki, otherwise you're not gonna hurt him at all. And it seems like as water is its weakness, it's gotta be Jinbei and someone else that's fighting. That's fighting Katakuri in the later chapters. Probably Jinbei and Sanji, because Katakuri was using his legs in this chapter. He used his leg to attack Luffy, so maybe that's where Sanji kind of ties in. But then we gotta have some people to fight smoothly. Maybe Carrot and Pedro. Who knows? But Pedro would want to really have a revenge match against freaking Baron Tamago or Chicken, whatever his name is, whatever he's become. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It was a dope ass chapter. I enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in a bit.